What up, friends? What's happening? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? We back after hours as promised. What up? What up? Um, Spaces is in the building. AB, Trey Day, um, um, Ollie Love. Oh man, this is worth standing. Hey, man, it's only 10 o'clock. It's only the 10 o'clock hour. I remember when we used to live stream on Thursday nights. I just started back live streaming on Thursday nights. I remember when we used to live stream on Thursday nights. Y'all used to be up till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. If that's some of the ways that y'all used to see me catching up on. Shout out to Ali Love. Trey Day is in the building. Spaces, Loso, Wade 24, distinguished gentleman. My dog Kojak is in the building. Junior Largy. Tim Stapney is in the building. Funniest thing AD did today was describing how I feel to get caught in a razor wire. I will say that was pretty funny. Just turn it up. If y'all need to shower, just turn up your phone. Had a phone with y'all. Chill out. Go to sleep with it. We rocking, man. Plug it up. Make sure it don't die. Trap and Slayers, I got to go back and catch it. I was knocked out sleep. Yeah, she be out there working. Salute. Ash, E Senior. Next level MF. Mr. Indisputed is in the building. Aaron B. Hamlock Report. What up, Trap? What's up to all of my friends? Yakar's in the building. Dre the Dream. CJ Topoff. Kiva Bolton. AR Smitty. Smitty. Universal Trappers. What up? What up, friends? What up, Glow Hardy in the building? Y'all ready to get the Ed Hill? I see you. Herbie Weaver. I see you. Aaron B. Chastity K. Nicole. Clouds. Daniel. What up, friends? Y'all ready to get it? First, hold on. Let me just say that I appreciate y'all because I think we adding well over 1,000 subscribers every week. We over like 3K, well over 3K going into 4K before we go over in the January. So I just want to say I appreciate y'all from the bottom of my heart. What up, Mark G? I appreciate you, big dog. Blake Fields, yeah. Hey, some people, I've been hearing this, right? And some people will say, like, man, I don't see how Anton got a regular job or how he does anything else. It seems like he work all day because he always online, right? I think that that's the illusion, but it's a beautiful illusion. But that's the illusion. Before we get into it, let me pour myself a little drink. That's the illusion because if you really think about it and break it down, I do have an editor, which I am going to drop an interview tomorrow, I think, with my girl, Mika. So shout out to Mika. She was on the Monday show. But that's the illusion because if you really think about it, I don't stream on the weekend unless it's a makeup stream, or unless I'm doing something with the Patreon members. But I usually leave my weekends free. I stream in the morning, Monday through Friday, for 2 hours, around 2 hours. Most of the time, I go over a little bit, but usually it's around 2 hours. I stream in the morning, and then I stream at night for 2 hours. So when you think about it from a content creation perspective, I'm only online for 4 hours. That's not even a 40-hour work week. That's a 20-hour work week. And then my editor is out here chopping it up and making it happen. But because we release so much content. Oh, and then I keep my camera with me because I vlog a lot and stuff like that too out in the streets. But if you really start to think about it, I've learned how to streamline and make it incredibly efficient. So I did live streams on content creation inside of the Patreon. If y'all want to know anything about that, then make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. The link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. But the illusion is that you always online. But the reality is that if I see a lot of these people that be on these panels and stuff, they be online way. Look, I see people doing 6, 7, 8 hour live streams. And the people that be on the panel doing a live stream with them ain't even getting nothing from it. They just be on the panel with them. I've seen people fall asleep on live streams before. I stream 20 hours a week total, around 20 hours a week total. Make sure y'all hit Q up if you're trying to get on the panel for Mondays. But I've learned to work smarter, not harder. Smarter, not harder. Ultimate Adam says, I'm new to the movement, been watching and following AD movement instead of Dr. Umar's and my son, the Simps, trying to false prophets. We need Anton Daniels for president. Oh, we taking over everything. We taking over everything. But we going to get there. Listen, this is the show. Yeah, they be doing 24-hour live streams with 50 folks being inefficient as hell. Don't be talking about nothing. Just be up there gossiping about each other and trying to dox each other. It's so stupid. But we kicking it. We rocking. Anyways, yeah, y'all ready to get into the show? Let me give a shout out to somebody real quick. Shout out to Daryl Pullins on Cash App holding me down. I appreciate you, Daryl. Shout out to you, my dog. Thank you, friend. Thank you, big dog. Travis Slayer said, I've studied you, Anton. I pay attention. You're the only person I know that has a new video dropping every 30 minutes. Don't be trying to tell my secrets. Don't be trying to sell my secrets. All right, let's get into it, y'all. So, again, if y'all want to know anything about what it is that I make on from a content perspective, you can tap into the Patreon. I show all of my numbers and my receipts, so it's not a big deal. Let's see. We got a few things that we can go over. I'm going to give y'all the skinny. I have an idea of where I want to start, but I'm going to let y'all determine it. We got Camron and Ben Simmons. I did a live stream about them. I reacted to them before. But Camron is apparently apologizing to Ben Simmons, so we can go there. We can go with 21 Savage and Drake. We can go Cory, Holcomb, and Dave Chappelle. And then we can go Vince McMahon. I guess he getting caught up with trafficking. Shout out to my dog, your car. I appreciate you, big dog. Shout out to your car. And y'all, listen, I got good people that rock with me. I got good people that work with me. So shout out to y'all, your car. I appreciate you. Which one y'all want to go with? I got Camron and Ben Simmons, 21 Savage with Drake, Cory Holcomb and Dave Chappelle, or Vince McMahon. Y'all tell me what y'all want to go with. Cam and Ben. I'm gonna bring you up to date on what it is. Chastity, Cory Holcomb, Savage, and Drake. Dang, y'all all over the place. What's up, Conservative Trick? 21. Yeah, what y'all sipping on tonight? Vince McMahon, Cory Holcomb, and Dave Chappelle is a doozy. Vince McMahon. That's what y'all want? Not Vince. Shout out to Next Level MF. Hey, listen. Hey, y'all. Look, if y'all want to, I don't ask for super chats. If y'all want to support the platform, then y'all can feel free to support the platform if you see value in what we're talking about, or if you're entertained, or anything like that. But I don't want y'all to feel forced. Let me say this right now. I don't want y'all to feel forced. This is all of our stuff. This is all of our show. It's an opportunity for us to talk about stuff that's off the beaten path, because we always bring it back to the money, and it's more serious and news, even though we make it entertaining for the Millionaire Morning Show. And then we do more relationship-focused stuff and real-life stuff. But this is an opportunity for us to get into the weeds. So I don't want y'all to feel pressured. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just appreciate y'all showing up. And if y'all subscribe to the channel when y'all hitting the like, you're a bag chaser. I appreciate y'all. So anything outside of that is extra. I love y'all. I just like y'all. I would prefer for y'all to share the stream more than to send me anything. But if y'all decide that y'all send me something, I'm going to acknowledge it, because I always just appreciate y'all. But I just want y'all to know that it ain't about that. You know what I'm saying? We building over here. This is something that's in its infancy. We growing it. It's growing beautifully. So anything that y'all give, I'm an acknowledgement, but I'm not asking for it. I just want y'all to know that I just appreciate y'all. Hey, Kojak, is the Dave Chappelle, Cory Holcomb something that's like explosive? Is it something that we need to really evaluate? Can't wait to go to. Oh, y'all smoking? Glow. Come on, man. You still smoking, big dog? Your car said no pressure. Oh my God! Shout out to my dog. Your car holding me down. All right, it looked like y'all want to go with Dave Chappelle and Corey Holcomb. All right, so let's figure that out. Who was talking about it? I heard it was Corey Holcomb that was talking about Dave Chappelle. Let me pull that up. Corey. I want to make sure that I don't get no whack junk though. Corey Holcomb and Dave Chappelle exposed by Corey Holcomb for Cat Williams slander. I don't want to look at no reactions. I just want to go with what it is that he said. All right, so I'm gonna just go straight to it. Is this it? All right, let me see if I can pull it up for y'all. Shout out to y'all. You sent me the stamps on my phone on after hours? All right, let me check it out. Give me a second. Let me pull it up, your car. When did you send it to me? You sent it to me earlier? $11.50. Hold on, let me look at it. All right, I got you. $11.50. All right, thank you. I appreciate you, your car. I got it. I just looked at it. Sorry, let me pull it up. See if I can get it up here on the screen. And then we're gonna start off with Dave Chappelle and Corey Holcomb. Close that up. After hours. $11.50, that's what you said. All right. So you said $11.50. Let me see what we can do. Let me try to get to the spot. We can go through it.
Like on stage for an hour smoking a cigarette with a leotard on. Them niggas be like, Cory, get your pussy ass off the stage. But he gets to do it because he's like,
doing it like
can you imagine like somebody, you be like, oh shit, it's Dave. Then you just be like,
So let me ask you a question.
what the fuck is going on?
Let me ask you a question though, because he didn't make $200 million off of stand up. Intellectually, it's only a couple niggas on that level. So once you get to a level where you can get up there and do what the fuck you want to do, why not? If you Dave Chappelle, why not? I don't have to murder. I'm just up here because I love comedy so much. I'm just up here working out. How come he can't do that? Where do Dave Chappelle work out?
I think he can do it, but prepare for the niggas who nuts hang to say something.
Right.
Because nobody says nothing. This has been going on for years. Nobody says nothing.
But that's.
I'm like, man, this man get the bomb.
Yeah.
But see,
Because he do good in movies and his TV show hit.
Also-
He get the bomb all around the country.
He earned that, Nick.
But that's what I was. That's what I
You
was,
can earn bombing. I didn't know that.
But that's what I was finna say. I feel like this. I feel like, Dave done gave us some good specials. He done gave us a good number of specials. At least 3. You got to give him 3 at least, Cole.
I didn't say, I don't know how many specials Dave Chappelle has done. I said on average 5.
Yeah.
2 are good.
So,
Whoa. What? Whoa. Okay, come on now. Let's stop the cap. Come on, man. Hold on, man. Yeah, Corey Holcomb is the one that was in the red. Let's stop the cap. You telling me that Dave Chappelle only got 2 good specials? Come on, Cory. All right. Listen, I know that beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but you are not gonna sell me on the idea that Dave Chappelle only got 2 good specials. That Dave is shooting 40% from the field on specials? Bullshit. Bullshit. Let me tell you something. We was laying in the bed the other day. Actually, it was in the afternoon. It was on the weekend. And we threw on that Cat Williams, one of them last specials that he did in 2002, 2023 or whatever it was. And it was his World War III special on Netflix. I can't see it. Listen, I respect Cat. I think that Cat is a great comedian. He's super funny. I just watched a clip where he was in prison and the lady was like, "This is your kid," and it was the white boy, and he was like, "That kid is the man from Caucasus." Listen, that clip is hilarious. But let me be clear. When I put on that World War III special where he was talking about the wings and a thigh shortage and stuff like that, for me personally, and I know, again, like you got to be in certain moods or whatever, and I tried to watch it multiple different times, it did not hit for me. It did not hit for me. If you telling me that Dave Chappelle, and we put on the Dave Chappelle special, the one that just came out right after that. Now that's not his greatest special that he never had. But if you're not telling me that Dave Chappelle is not on the Mount Rushmore of the top comedians of all time, personally for me, that Dave Chappelle is not on the top comedians of all time, I think that it's just that it's when you get to a certain level, people want to see you fall. When you win for too long, people want to see you fall. When you win for too long, people ultimately want to turn you into the enemy and they want to see you fall. And so it's Dave's turn. They love him, then they hate you, then they love you, then they hate you, then they love you again. You're not telling me that Dave is shooting 40% from the field. That's nonsense. That is utter nonsense. There is not a Dave Chappelle special that I cannot watch from front to back and at least get my laugh on a lot. Honestly, I don't think that there's nobody fucking with Dave Chappelle. Point blank, nobody. Man, woman, white, black, maybe Bill Burr. I love watching Bill Burr. Bill Burr, it be hitting on all cylinders. But when it comes to who's alive right now that's at the top of their field, there is nobody, and I mean nobody, that is fucking with Dave Chappelle that is alive right now on a special. On a special. Cat Williams' last one wasn't even funny to me. That World War III? Come on, man. Y'all just be talking, man. Y'all wild, bro. Y'all are fucking wild, bro. Y'all wild, bro. Let me play this. I want to see what Cory Holcomb got to say.
I feel like he's gotten to a point where
Did you see this last one that's on?
Yeah, I seen that.
Now tell me that's a good special.
I didn't like that one.
See,
I didn't get to finish.
I sat through it because it's Dave. I was like,
Yeah.
God damn it.
So where do you work when you on that level? Cause you on your where do you niggas work on new shit?
And not only
Look, it ain't about working on new shit. It's about motherfuckers on stages with goats up there. Fuck that, nigga. Fuck that. I'm not finna let that ride. That
Also, part of it, before I get into what Cory Holcomb is saying, I think that the bar is so high now. The bar is like heaven for people like Dave Chappelle. And you can probably put Cat Williams in that same thing too. I think that the bar is so high because they've been so hot and dope for so long that people are expecting God to come through the clouds for every single thing that they say. I don't give a fuck what y'all said. That World War III, it just didn't do it for me. It had some moments where I started giggling a little bit, but I also recognize how hard that shit got to be able to make you laugh at every joke and every turn. The bar is so fucking high for some of these guys that it's almost impossible for doing this. But let me see what Cory got to say before I give my opinion.
that's hot garbage, nigga.
well, he made fun of that. That was actually one of the best parts of that whole thing when he made fun of
I
Kevin
see
bringing that
Chappelle strikes me as a type of dude where if he heard this, he wouldn't be mad at it. He'd probably
Exactly,
be like,
I think.
he would see your point.
But also,
feel like
I say, I think also because
I just wanna know what happened to Mos
all
Def.
you guys are comics, so I think you guys are extra critical.
I think.
Well-
I
I
feel
think
like
the
he's-
average typical person that likes comedy would probably find that hard to listen to or believe.
So
know what I'm
did you see the last Dave
Yeah, I
Chappelle
loved it.
special?
I
You
liked
loved it.
Mhm.
White comics get the bomb
Good, D. I'm glad
all
you
the
said
time. White comics get the bomb.
Why does this always turn into a white versus black conversation? Nobody is having a conversation about white versus black. I don't understand why every single conversation turn into a white versus black thing. I have no clue.
All white comics be having 90 city tours, and 83 cities they bombing.
I don't disagree, Craig. In fact, let's talk about what he said on stage
And
at
that's
the
what he's
Improv.
surrounded around.
He said something about Cat didn't talk about the white comics.
Right. I agree with that.
But, see, but
When niggas talk about white boys, they
thing-
say the Illuminati. Stop being scared. Niggas say a name. Every time niggas talk about white people, they disguise it with the Illuminati. They say a motherfucker's racist, but they never speak on specific motherfuckers. But when they got a problem with a nigga, they'll say Cory Holcomb. They'll say, niggas never call out powerful white boys by name. They always make blanket-ass statements. And I feel like I agree with Chappelle on that. If you're going to be a G, like you being a G right now, if you're going to be a G, and I believe Cat Williams is a G, nigga, say specific white people like you say specific niggas.
What's your point, Marcus?
I feel like Dave feels like he's proven his point that he's funny. Like,
Well, you finished.
he proved. So I think he on more so some activist type shit.
How you gonna tell a nigga that they finished? Don't nobody they know. Hey, listen. You know what? You know what I seen? Man, it's so much hate. Listen, comedy is the new rap. Comics is beefing with each other like rappers. Nobody said anything to Eddie Murphy when Eddie Murphy came out and made Coming to America 2. That junk was so trash. Coming to America 2 was so trash, I cut it off. I couldn't stand to see the legacy of what was so great from Coming to America 1 and watching Coming to America 2. I know it was made in Tyler Perry Studios. I know they shot it at a lot of it at Rick Ross's mansion or whatever. But Coming to America 2 was so bad. And nobody, I mean nobody, was giving Eddie Murphy shit as a result of it. They just chalked it up. Oh man, that's just Eddie getting his money. He getting his due. You know, he rich already and all of this other stuff. Man, you can't tell a nigga to turn it off because he's proven his point that he's already funny. You can't tell a nigga to quit. Like, what do we do to that? Don't nobody sit there and hold Martin to the same standard that Martin was when Martin was doing the comedy show. Everybody know that Will Smith carried Martin in that last Bad Boys, but Martin was just happy to get a paycheck, and Will Smith was carrying the whole movie. That's a fact. Look, man. If we just gonna have a conversation, let's just be real about it. Let's be real about it. And see, you said it, Sean Delight. Well, Eddie is a legend, though. So is Dave Chappelle. So is all of them. Like, how can you hate on a nigga that's still getting his bag and getting his money and doing whatever it is that he gonna do and honing his craft? Listen, it's the people. It's the people that determines whether or not you done or not. And the fact that people continue to show up when Dave Chappelle come through speaks volumes, and he's one of the very few comedians. Dave Chappelle, maybe Mike Epps. I'm definitely going to see my dog, Kevin Hart, because he just got my brand of comedy, and I like everybody that be on. See, when Kevin Hart tour, everybody that go on Kevin Hart tour kill it. When Kevin Hart be on stage, both shows that I went to for Kevin Hart, every single comedian was rocking that bitch. Everybody that was on his team, that show, some of the people that did the show before him, they was killing it just as much, if not more, than they had people laughing just as much before Kevin Hart even went up there. And so you getting the whole show, you getting the whole shebang. I don't know if y'all familiar with how it go on comedy shows and comedy tours, but you know, a lot of times they'll bring up the local comedian and then they'll bring up the people that they brought with them. That's like mid-tier. And then they'll go with whoever the headliner is, which is like a Kevin Hart or whatever, right? But every Kevin Hart show that I've went to has been absolutely excellent. Absolutely excellent. And so, you know, I roll with the brands that I'm familiar with that always give me a good time and it's worth my money and all of the money that I spend for the tickets that I get. And so, you know, it's certain comedians that I'm going to go see. It is. And so for us to hold these people to these standards, but saying that they can't tour no more, then give it up, man, look, bro. I'm a withhold because I want to see the whole thing. I'm a withhold because I want to see the whole thing.
Like some Dick Gregory.
Dick Gregory was funny while he was an actor.
You think
Fire.
so?
Yeah.
I done seen Dick Gregory a lot of times, and I was like,
But he was 80, nigga.
that's what I'm saying though. But maybe Dave feel like he done reached that level early.
Well, whatever niggas want to reach a level with, I grew up in the underground, Chicago, Illinois, and if you brought that shit to the Cotton Club, you getting booed, motherfucker. They didn't give a fuck who you were. If you wasn't funny, I done been to rooms in New York where them motherfucking Jamaican motherfuckers, it's they room. Yeah. And them motherfuckers, if they don't like you, what do they call you anyway? Yankee boy or something?
Yankee
Dog,
boy.
them motherfuckers will boo the fuck out of your garbage ass if you ain't funny. So if we didn't get to a world where motherfuckers could be like, I done put in work, so I ain't got to be funny, then motherfucker, I'm not trying to be part of that. But let's go back to this shit he said about the white comics. Yeah. Everybody try to hide who the fuck they really are when they talk. And if you catch me hiding who I am when I talk, put my ass on blast. But I'm going to tell you something. He brought up the white comics. Dave Chappelle, I would like to ask you, why are you always in business with drag queens and gay comics?
What?
Most of the men around you that you have on the road opening up or whatever, some of them be, I know why Earthquake got a special. I know why Paul Mooney was on your show. Homie, I'm in these comedy streets. I know what's happening. Why you ain't talk about that? I like to have men on the Backdoria side around me. Why y'all don't never talk about that? See, that's why Cory Holcomb ain't no Hollywood superstar, because y'all like to hide who you are.
Man, what is Cory Holcomb talking about, bro? I don't know. Maybe I'm just so far removed and out of the loop. I don't see the relevance. I don't get, is he saying that Dave Chappelle is undercover or he a part of the Illuminati or what? What is he talking about? I don't get it. He's saying that Dave Chappelle is gay. Come on, man. This is what we doing? Is this what we doing in 2024, bro? Everybody is throwing insults game and it need to be right. Come on, man. Like, this what we doing? Seriously? We went from determining whether or not somebody is funny to just automatically jumping all the way over the fence to a certain whatever it is that they are in their sexuality. Really, bro? Come on, man. This is corny, honestly, and I like Cory Holcomb. This is very, very corny. This is so corny. I'm almost not wanting to review this because it's almost like, what is the hate for Dave? Did him and Dave Chappelle ever get into it or something? Do they got some beef that we not familiar with? Come on, man. Let me play this out.
So since we talk about white comics, let's talk about, why is it always drag queens and Backdoria guys around you on the opening up side of the game? When I saw, what's the motherfucking name? I forgot.
Pink Fox.
Pink Fox. When I saw Pink Fox, I was like, there it is. This nigga out there with him now. All his fingernails are polished.
Who?
But he ain't got on the drag queen. I don't know the nigga. They showed me a picture of the nigga. I was laughing. I was like, there it is.
From the Bay.
But you know why he did? I'm not making no excuse. It's because that special he did where he went out he went at the community. I believe his PR people were trying to have him show that, hey, I don't have a problem with everybody that is a dirt diggler. I just
throw that nigga a parachute, Craig.
Damage control.
No, I believe the same, sort of like the same.
It's like damage control.
As black people, here's the thing: we don't give a fuck if you gay. We give a fuck if you lie about it.
This is hate. This is pure hate.
But
And who's to say somebody's lying?
I put it like this. I agree to that to a certain extent.
This is hate.
But
This is
it is
hate.
my opinion. This is my opinion. If you are around men who sleep with men, it's not a coincidence.
100%.
That's just my opinion. Craig, if you bring people up here sometime. If I saw you around somebody who was like, Craig, do good, I'd be like, oh, who is that, Craig?
Well, he said that's the guy who does my hair.
No, that's
Say
my
again.
stylist.
What if
Right.
that's his hairstyle?
That's always the out.
And of course, you're gonna have a bunch of yes men around you because they getting their visibility, they getting their shine. I don't know if they getting a paycheck for being on 5150. And again, I like Cory Holcomb. I like him as a comedian. I actually agree with him with a lot of his takes in the past. But this sound like hate, bro. This ain't relevant to nothing that got to do with comedy or stand up or getting booed or none of that. What the fuck does this have to do with anything with the price of potatoes in China or the price of tea in China? I have no clue what this got to do with anything. And of course, ain't nobody gonna say nothing or ain't nobody gonna push back because that's your boy. And I get it. I understand it. But this ain't nothing but hate, man. This don't. You said Cory don't pay him? This ain't nothing but hate, bro. I don't know what this got to do with anything. It don't make no sense. I'm so tired of people throwing the gay narrative out there. Man, we don't know what none of these people is doing, and nor do I give a fuck. Because as long as they not pushing it on me, it don't mean nothing to me. As far as I know, Dave Chappelle is married, and he talks about how his marriage and how he's with an Asian chick, and he jokes on that too and all of that. I don't know what the fuck this got to do with anything. So because it be people that tour or other people that live or are supposed to live some kind of alternative lifestyle, and they was on a show with you or something like that, all of a sudden that make you gay. Come on, man. This is in your heart, bro.
Craig don't never have his hair done.
If you had hair.
Oh, man.
They always call them they stylist, or they always say it's a professional relationship. But homie, I'm out here, man. I'm sitting here watching how it go. My homeboy, he dressed like that, and he backdooria.
What?
I know what it is.
Your homeboy.
I got a homeboy. We don't hang out. We don't hang out.
You used to hang out with him?
I never hung out with him because I knew. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There are people out here, we know how they move. So that don't mean I hate him.
So he
that
can
just
claim
means
him as a
Y'all
friend.
just call it.
So, but that's your homeboy though. So y'all niggas is putting y'all standards on other people for how they supposed to move as far as who they tour with or whether or not they cool with somebody based off of what you set the standard for from where you from. All right, I get it.
Each other and talk to each other every now and
I
then.
might talk to him on the phone. I could talk, man. I talk to people of that. I talk to Flame on the phone. Me and Flame call each other, kick it.
Y'all talk after
Flame
12?
be like, man, get that motherfucker Cory. Oh, let me put on my voice. I get that motherfucker Cory.
Y'all ever talk after 12?
Oh, that's a problem if you talk after 12.
Flame say he want to take that coat off you, nigga.
With his teeth.
Man, well, I feel like if we paying attention to how comedy been going, everybody is trying to be clever over funny. Like, you know how comedy going right now? Like how everything has been, it used to be motherfuckers used to go out there and like, nigga, I'm finna kill. But now motherfuckers like, how can I be?
It's called lack of talent. When you that motherfucker in whatever you doing.
Yeah.
Fucking,
100%.
dressing, singing, rapping. When you really that motherfucker, it ain't no, look, when you get jokes.
Yeah, I'm gonna spin the block on another one. We're gonna spin the next one. But let me see if he gonna say anything else. I want to make sure that I cover everything.
Even if you just got in a fight with a dude outside, you gonna come with jokes.
What up, Ari? What up, Ari?
When you, man, I'm telling you, man, when you got it, you ain't gotta make excuses for nothing.
But see, you know the problem, Cory?
A bad bitch is a bad bitch everywhere she go. it be bitches that perpetrate bad. They got to go put on shit to look like they bad bitches. I call it out. I love telling bitches, you ain't no bad bitch. Bitch, you take that shit off, homie, you look like me. You my tribes, you from the same tribe I'm from, bitch. I love telling bitches when they ain't no bad bitch.
You don't think motherfuckers be adapting with the times though? Like,
what do you mean?
Like, okay, I don't think DL is the same comic he used to be.
Okay.
He's more political now.
Which DL?
Hughley.
Okay.
Oh yeah. I forgot.
No, I'm just making. No, it is a couple of DL.
I feel like DL used to be like a nigga coming, like he get on your ass and he talk that shit. But then he got older, he started being more political because that's what comedy has become. That's like what motherfuckers that's higher up.
All right.
That's what they doing.
Okay, check this out. Have you ever thought of this? D.L. Hughley ain't in the streets like he used to be. D.L. Hughley got a family.
Okay.
Yeah. He a grandfather.
When you become
Dave
older, okay.
So how is that any different from Dave Chappelle? And how is that any different from Kevin Hart? And how is that any different from the rappers? Because we hold rappers accountable and say, hey fam, why you still talking about Molly and perks and selling trees and killing niggas in the street? And that ain't even your life no more. So you start to adapt. And that's the thing that Jay-Z did, that people at first started killing him because they used to be like, yo, I want that old Jay-Z back. And Jay was like, yo, if you want that Jay-Z, then go and download my old album or go and listen to my old album. Respectfully. But that's not what I'm on right now. I'm on some family shit. Like, I've grown up, I've evolved. My fans have grown with me. And so I don't want to hear that same thing no more, personally, because I'm in a different space. And as a man that's grown up listening to certain things, I was in a different space at that time, and now I'm on something completely different. I'm on vibes. I'm on chill. I want to understand what life is about. I'm not always trying to even get super deep with the raps and the lyrics and all of that. I like listening to Fab because he give me just the perfect combination of bars and vibes. You know what I'm saying? So how is it any different when it comes to comedians? You want them to talk about the same old, and tell the same jokes, and be the same person that they was 20 years ago, but you don't want them to adapt with the times and you don't want them to adapt with their lifestyle and with their audience. And so now we holding them to the standard that was they what they were back in the day when they was in a completely different space. They was hungry. They was in survival mode. They was going through shit. And that then permeated through what it is that they was talking about, you know what I'm saying, on the stage. I don't see what the difference is.
I'm older. D.L. Hughley was on the radio. D.L. Hughley, they put paperwork in his face that he had to push. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
Right.
That's the lane he in right now. I'm just saying, I ain't trying
If anybody disagree with me, you're more than welcome to say so. I'll drop the link in the chat for you to be able to come up here and say what you want to say.
to say what it is.
It's the platform to do it.
I'm just giving you a perspective on that.
No,
D.L. Hughley ain't in the same lane he was in back in the Def Comedy Jam days.
Yeah.
So, like, you take all them guys. Like, first of all, let's take the Kings of Comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Best one dead. Do we disagree?
Y'all,
Bernie Mac is top 5 comedians ever.
Best one dead.
One of my favorites. Yeah. He might be number one for me.
Can I tell you some real shit?
Yeah.
That I hope people don't get mad at me for saying. It ain't no coincidence the best one dead. Bernie Mac showed you who he was when they tried to put that little boy in his lap for that photo
That's
shoot
true.
for his TV show.
So what you saying?
Did you see that?
Steve Harvey blew up after that. What you saying?
I'm just letting you know. Bernie Mac, I'm going to tell you, I never hung out with Bernie Mac. But I'm from Chicago, and I watched how Bernie Mac moved. Bernie Mac wasn't finna let them people put no little boy in his lap.
What that got to do with? Okay, all right, hold on.
Yeah.
On this
Hold on. Can we say the same thing about Patrice O'Neal then? Can we say the same thing about Patrice O'Neal? Did they take Patrice O'Neal out? Come on, man. Come on, bro. Like,
Instead of that show, yeah.
Hey, he was like, hey, no.
Right,
I know what happens on them shows. People just be like, oh,
He said he's
okay.
too big.
Because they don't
What
want
the
to
hell?
ruffle the feathers.
Yeah.
So trust me, that was just a microcosm of what Bernie Mac was.
Shit, Cory. You been reading?
Bernie Mac one no hoe ass nigga that you could just get to do some sucker shit.
No, not at all.
What do this got to do? Okay, I'm just gonna listen for a little bit more because I'm trying to tie it all in. I don't want to do a limited to cut off my opportunity to really understand where he's going with this whole thing.
That's why, in my opinion, he not around no more. I just can't prove it. That's why I stay away from Hollywood, man. Man, when I first got to Hollywood, man, that motherfucker had me in a Santa Claus suit.
Cory, that's fitting for you.
Well, whatever it was.
What did
I'm not made to be nigga Santa Claus.
straight out?
I'm not that nigga.
It was gonna be in the movie.
I'm the Santa Claus Ricky Smiley played in Friday, robbing motherfuckers. I could do that. When Ricky Smiley did that, I was like, okay, that's good.
Wait,
That's good.
So this was for a movie?
No, this wasn't a movie. This was the lady who was in charge of CBS.
Frozen.
My management team told me, hey, what's her name wants you to play Santa Claus at this Christmas party she's doing.
Oh, so they just wanted you to do it recreational.
And I did it, G. I did it.
What kind of shoes was you wearing?
They had a Santa suit for a nigga.
You had on the shoe with the buckle?
Man, this is why I stay away from the industry, brother.
Oh no, nigga! No, you did a party, my nigga, and you put on a Santa Claus suit. You was in there giving tea and crumpets. Man, serving alcohol, my nigga. Come on, man. Don't get mad because you took the gig. Come on, Cory. Don't get mad because you took the gig. Hey, doing a Santa Claus suit for no real role is a wild, wild boy, man. That's a wild take right there. Just putting on a Santa Claus suit. They contact your management team so you can dress up as Santa Claus at a holiday party. Hey, that's some wild shit. Oh! Oh! Oh, man, you can't get mad at the executives, my nigga, because you took the role. He said, now this nigga, he mad at Hollywood. Oh, 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 dog. Oh, man.
But it
You ain't got
is,
no
because I
pictures
was
of that?
all, man, I had to get drunk. I can't believe I'm doing this shit. They got me Santa Claus, man.
That ain't bad. Santa Claus.
No, fuck that. That's a diss. It was a party with mostly all drunk Caucasians.
Yeah.
It was some black people in there, but it's the black people that want to fit in. And it was a DJ dude there. His name's DJ Dano from out here. That nigga saw me in that motherfucking suit, he said. I was like, oh, damn,
Hold
man.
on, was this when you was in shape?
I ain't never been in super shape since I've been in LA, but I used to hoop.
Yeah.
But when they saw me, they was like, nigga Santa Claus.
It's
Yeah.
Cory Kringle.
Cory Kringle.
Nigga.
And I was like, it devastated me. Because my managers were telling me, Cory, this lady is the head of CBS.
Did you get something from that? Did you get some work from
Not a
that?
motherfucking thing. What?
Damn.
I did the sucker shit, dog.
Damn, man. You
Never forgot about it. Hurt my heart. I was like, I ain't no Santa Claus,
Damn,
nigga.
that was your ritual right there. You know?
I was probably a little younger than you though.
Yeah.
When I first moved out here, homie, that happened to me. Every time I go to Hollywood, I either get sued or they try to play me. Now, I'm not saying it ain't a handler in Hollywood who would know how to manage Cory Holcomb and do right by me. Because I'm an OG now. They already know what it is. But I'm saying, man, I'm not shocked Bernie Mac passed. Because Bernie Mac was deep in the game with them.
That ain't got nothing to do with Bernie Mac. This ain't got nothing to do with Bernie Mac, my nigga. Oh, Oh, dog, you can't sit here and tell me that you mad at people because you chose to put on the Santa Claus suit. Nigga, you was at the party with a Santa Claus suit handing out hors d'oeuvres. Now this nigga is mad at everybody. And he holding a grudge because they didn't give him a movie role after he put on the Santa. Nigga, get mad at your managers. You gotta get mad at your managers, bro. You can't get mad at the people. They just put out the call. They said, listen, hey, we need a Santa Claus suit. Nigga, you was the first one that got the phone call. You jumped at the opportunity. And now niggas is feeling some type of way about it. Come on, fam. You got to let that go. You got to forgive yourself. You got to forgive yourself. You got to forgive you and DJ Dano, Cory. We can't keep holding on to this and letting this permeate through your skin, bro. You got to let that go. You can't start equating you putting on a Santa Claus suit with Bernie Mac dying, bro. You can't do that. You can't do that, bro. Oh, man.
People. He was doing movies. You saw how many movies he was doing?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He was doing movies.
That shit hurt me, man.
Bernie Mac was motherfucking, man. But I can just imagine him being a real one in that situation.
I got to listen to his Audible book again. I remember you didn't even know that he did one. And he did one back in 2003.
Jesus.
Man, them
Excuse
motherfucking
me.
people got
I'm
power
gonna
over
listen
you,
to it
man.
again.
They will. You won't even, you'll just be like, oh, he died. That's what's up. I don't go for that shit.
That nigga Cory is hurt. That nigga is the very definition of who hurt you. Cory is the very definition of who hurt you, bro. You gotta let that shit go, bro. Don't tell that story no more. Shout out to your car passing around the collection plate. I appreciate you for the vibe ball. Shout out to Next Level MF. I appreciate you also. Herbie Weaver, thank you for supporting the chat platform and the channel, my big dog. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, let's move over to the next thing. I'm gonna let y'all determine what happened. We got 21 Savage and Drake. That's some funny junk right there. Camron and Ben Simmons and Vince McMahon, whatever. I don't know what his name is. Head of the WWF. Apparently, they talking about trafficking on his behalf. I'm gonna let y'all determine what we talk about next. That's some funny shit, bro. That is hilarious. Oh man. Oh, you drinking the Basil Hayden Dark Rye? Man, if I showed y'all what some of the stuff that's at my in my bar, here, let me show y'all a little bit. See y'all, show y'all what's happening. I gotta switch the microphone real quick though. Hold on. Let me show y'all some of the stuff that's in my bar. Give me a sec. This is hold on, let me see if I can get this part real quick. Switch this around. So this is some of the stuff that's in my bar. We got all of this, so move this out the way. So some of the stuff that I like, I haven't tasted this yet because this is Old Smoky Tennessee banana whiskey. And then what did y'all like? What did y'all like? This is good. Well, this is what you like right here. That Basil Hayden. That's what you up on. And then it's a lot of stuff over here. And then we got, this is new. So this is Kentucky born and raised RD1. So this is new. I haven't tasted this one yet. And then this is new. This is called Angel's Envy. So I like to go and check out different whiskeys and stuff like that. I don't know what this is. Penelope. Y'all ever heard of that? Also this right here. The Deacon Scotland. And then I'll hit y'all with another one right here. Woodinville. So It's a lot of different whiskeys. It's also this one right here. This is called Jefferson's Reserve. So I heard that this is really good. Straight bourbon whiskey. And then last but not least, you got to check this one out. This is from the Detroit City Distillery. So this is one of the newer ones also. So, oh, I don't know if y'all ever tasted this one. This is relatively new. A lot of people are familiar with it. But this is called Hennessy White right here. So, a lot of different drinks, a lot of different whiskeys and stuff like that. So, different stuff, different whiskeys, different liquors, all kind of different stuff that we like to try and we like to drink on. So, yeah, man. Yeah, all brown. We mainly do brown. We don't do none of that other stuff. We do brown. So, I do got a lot of cigars over there. We got a lot of Macallan 12, Macallan whatever. Rita like Macallan. She drink a lot of that. So yeah, man, it's a lot of, we do a lot of different stuff that we like to try. And we got a lot of stuff. We got a wine cooler over there. And then we got a bunch of liquor over there. And then I'm gonna have a whole bar and a whole liquor at the new part. So I never tasted actually the Hennessy, the other Hennessy that I just showed y'all over there, but yeah, man, it's pretty interesting. So what y'all want to talk about next? What y'all want to talk about next? And if y'all got any recommendations for any good bourbons and good liquors and good whiskeys and stuff, then y'all let me know. But I got a lot of different stuff. Look at Trav and Slade. Trav, you got to stop drinking only the margaritas, all right? You got to start stepping your game up and start getting you some good whiskeys and start looking at it. People, they said Everclear is for people that don't care about life. All right, listen, y'all want to go with the 21 Camron, the Vince? What y'all want to talk about? Y'all want to go with Vince? I see Vince. Killer for the win. WWE, While I Cold, Monkey Shoulder. Let me see something. Give me a second. Let me see what's happening out in these streets, man. Hold on, let me. Give me a second. I'm going to let y'all figure out what y'all want to talk about. No, Texas Border is for Texas Border is for Millionaire Morning Show. It sounds like y'all want to talk about either Vince or 21. Camron. All right, let's switch over to Cam for a second and see what's happening with that. Now, actually, the Camron shouldn't even take that long. So let's just rock out with the Cam, and then we'll switch over to Vince real quick, and then we'll play it by ear from there and then see what y'all want to talk about after that. So let me pull up this Cam. Killer Cam in the building. Because y'all know that he was allegedly beefing a little bit, or he thought that he had ran into a beef with Ben Simmons. And so now I guess that they fixed it.
Me and Ben Simmons. Yeah, and pause. I can't. Listen. I don't know about Frederick. I'm gonna give y'all the credit for my boy. And pause. Yeah. And I can't.
All right, you sent me that email. All right, I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna go over it so I can play it out in the morning on the Millionaire Morning Show.
Speak for Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan's kind of extreme. Yeah. But if you say so, I guess so. I'm gonna say you, Onyx, and the Fab Five. Yeah. That was the two, the rappers and the basketball players. Because niggas be seeing my pictures with the boy. Niggas say, Kim, you a wild dude out of a boy had by choice. he said a boy had by choice is just out of hand. So I just wanted to get some clarity on that shit. I never had ways to I got like 20 something, then I just stopped fucking with it. But listen, man, before we start the show, I want to just clear up something real quick.
What now, Kelly?
Right.
Listen, let me reach out. I just want to apologize because there's a miscommunication, it seems like, between me and Ben Simmons. We have a mutual friend. We spoke. Not a lot of details need to be said. I just want to express my apologies because I thought it was something that it's not. And we have to take into consideration what Ben goes through not playing all these years, how he gets heckled, so on and so forth. And I just wanted to say, clear that up. Because, OJ jumped in it. It was a bunch of shit. And it wasn't like that. And if I took it the wrong way, my apologies to you and Ben Simmons. And we have to take into consideration, Ben Simmons has been getting heckled the last couple years. And it's probably not fun for him. Probably not fun at all.
I can't believe you. Come on. You put a solo on me. This is exactly what I'm talking about. This is why you can't trust Cam, right? You got too many friends in the industry. I don't even want to know who called him. I don't want to ask him on the air who called him, but I know this is a play. This is a play. This is why I'm the purist. Y'all want the truth, you gotta come to me. You can't.
Yo, Mace is the best thing that ever happened to the internet right now. Dog, I love Mace being on It Is What It Is. And Cam, obviously, too, because it's like the perfect balance between all three of them. I think what they got going on is absolutely awesome. I don't even think that they need nobody else. I mean, having O.J. Simpson on there is cool, but I don't really need O.J. Simpson. Like, that's dope. Mark Jackson, I feel it and all of that. But I just like watching Cam and Mace. And then Stat, obviously, the girl that they got in there. But I think that Cam and Mace is the funniest thing ever, bro. Mace is hilarious. And the fact that he talks slow and he set up his jokes the way that he set up and it just be authentic, that is the most hilarious thing ever, bro. Mace is so funny. I love listening to Mace, dog. That dude is so hilarious, bro.
Trust this guy. Look, put the camera on him. This is why you can't trust him.
No, I'm just saying. I thought it was something that it wasn't. That's all I'm saying. That's all I was saying.
Follow-up question. Speaking of clearing things up, and you can decide to clear it up or not. I know somebody asked you about your Tyler Bass comments, the kicker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What happened there? Like, what?
You want to read it? You can read it for the people. You'll give a good.
What is going on?
Cam is doing something today.
No.
Hey, you know what though? All jokes aside, there is a fine line that you got to walk. Once you start getting cool with people, you start going to a certain level, and it's almost like it's not even like that the industry be trying to censor you. It's more like you got too many friends and you don't want to offend nobody. So now you got to start tiptoeing around certain subjects because you got a significant platform. What you start to say matters. And then when you talk about something, they feel a certain type of way because you're still outside. So when Camron obviously described when he ran into Ben Simmons, when we talked about it a couple of days ago, and then, they start having a conversation, Camron come on and he apologized, which obviously it was a misunderstanding and that's cool. And I get it, you know what I'm saying? Some things can get cleared up, and I also support the idea of people contacting you directly and clearing it up and stuff like that. But the reality is that when you start to get industry friends or you start to get popular and people start reaching out to you, it severely hinders your ability to be objective and for you to say what you want to say. When you're not friends with people, when you're not cool with people, then you can say what you want to say and you ain't got to worry about feelings because we don't have no personal relationship. But when you start getting inside of them circles and being around everybody and everybody know you and now y'all friends on Instagram and y'all DMing back and forth, you can't say what you want to say. Yo, one of the people that I used to really respect, even though he had a lot of bad takes, was Joe Budden. I used to absolutely rock with Joe Budden. Now, I still think that Joe Budden got a dope podcast, don't get me wrong. But then I see Joe Budden apologizing every other day because he don't want to feel or offend somebody or somebody get mad at a certain take that he got. It's the same thing with academics, right? I think that one of the problems with academics, what am I doing? No, I'm good. I got something in my cup. Thank you. One of the problems with academics is that everybody be getting mad at academics and then they want to cuss him out. Fuck academics and all of this stuff. And it's like, Act just giving you his objective opinion of what it is. Now, Act be crashing out because he be drunk off the Henny and he don't know how to, obviously, he don't know how to handle his liquor. But when you start getting high up and you start giving an opinion and it actually resonate and it matters because these people are really sensitive in real life and so they don't like it when you talk about them. See, YouTubers and content creators, we built for this shit. I'm telling you, we built for this shit. These basketball players and these actors, first of all, they check every fucking thing that anybody say about them. And just because they don't say something publicly a lot of times don't mean that they don't be in their feelings about it. And so when they see people talking about it and they checking it out and stuff like that, they get offended. They genuinely be hurt. I mean, they be blocking people and going back and forth. These people ain't got no thick skin. They sensitive. We in a whole nother lane, right? But see, content creators, we so used to getting shit talked about us, lied on, people making up rumors and stuff. By the time that you really, really start getting to it and blowing up, boy, you got skin like a fucking alligator. You ain't tripping. And so what hurt them and what really bothers them don't mean shit to us because we used to this shit. So we cool with going back and forth. And we okay with people going back and forth with us because ain't nobody tripping on nothing. So I'm able to do what it is that I want to do or stand on business or do my job or have conversations without having to worry about whether or not I'm offending anybody. Because first of all, I'm not talking about you personally. I'm talking about what you talking about because you're a content creator. You're an artist. You're an entertainer. And so what you do matters. And so when we go out and we have a conversation about it or react to it, we're not tripping about it. But when I react to one of these little TikTok viral things, man, these little hoes be so in their feelings. They genuinely be in their feelings. And I'll respond to them because I don't give a fuck about them, right? They put out content on TikTok or Instagram or YouTube. I react to the content that they say. I try to make sure that I ain't, you know what I'm saying, it ain't personal. So I get my opinion on it and I keep it moving. But I don't give a fuck about what these little hoes think. And they be saying, man, I can't wait to see if he respond and all of this. And they be throwing shots. Man, I don't give a fuck. I don't even read comments unless they my own comments. People was hitting me up. Yeah, you went viral on World Star, and they was trying to roast you and get mad because you said what you said. And I'm so used to it, and I'm still rich at the end of the day. But let me see if there's any more of the source out of this.
I'm gonna let Stan read it to the people because you know what happened. I gave the take on yesterday's episode, and then I have a business email. So they reached out to the business email and wrote me a letter on how my comments may have affected people how it affected people. I didn't really see how it related to football, but Stan, you can read it, and if you want, you can read my response, what I wrote to the email.
Okay. Your comments regarding the Buffalo Bills place kicker and his missed field goal.
So everybody's clear. Mr. Giles, it says.
Mr. Giles, your comments regarding the Buffalo Bills place kicker and his missed field goal were insensitive and childish. You may not be solving any of the country's problems, but please don't create more. I would next like to read that you offered an apology. We can all strive for empathy. John from Gaylord, Michigan. Cam responded, LOL, suck my dick. So no clear up there.
You want to clear it up? That's how I cleared it up. Nigga gonna throw the world problems on me. How you throw the world problems on me, nigga? Because a nigga missed the field goal, I made my comments, now fucking the world up? That's kind of wild,
going too far. This is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, this is going too far, murder. So you can see, I'm still on it. Don't get it crazy. Like, the nigga said, I'm adding to the world's problems because I gave my opinion on the kicker of Buffalo. Fuck out of here, John, from Gaylord, Michigan.
See, that's the wrong way to approach it. He came to you sarcastic, and that's why he got that response.
Yeah, I mean, however you want to approach it, that would have been my response either way.
Yeah, I don't think he was being sarcastic at all. I think he was being serious.
Hey, I'm from the same era. I believe in saying the same things. Hey, niggas, slut, bro. Suck a fat one. Yo, when I got on the internet, and because again, some of y'all said it in the chat, and y'all said, yo, y'all act like y'all not used to being at the lunch table. Nigga, fuck the lunch table. What about the home table? Bro, I grew up with 3 brothers, nigga. It was no mercy. And when I say no mercy, dog, they will roast a nigga until, like, I'm from the hood, like, with 3 brothers, and all of their friends were 6 and 7 years older than me. I come from a space where niggas used to go ham, and they will roast a nigga until he crying, and then they will laugh at that nigga crying, and we will be rolling over, bro. So then when I got on the internet, it's similar to that situation with me in 1950, right? And me and 1950 going back and forth, and me and 1950 is cool. And then niggas got mad, like, because I was like, yeah, man, I'll fly you out like one of the baddies. And then Mr. 1950 like, yo, nigga, don't say that to me or whatever, right? And so I'm like, oh, yeah, I found the end. Because when that's just the way we train, nigga. We conditioned for that shit. So then when I see a dude, they start getting bothered and offended by it, I know I got you, right? So now it's a roasting session. Now I know where your weakness is, and I'm going to get to you, right? And motherfuckers be so offended, man. If I was that nigga, I would have ran up on you and I would have crashed out. Stop it, family. Nobody is going to run up on nobody and crash out. You niggas is all thugs on the internet. We don't believe you. You need more people. That's number 1. Number 2, I didn't know that niggas be getting offended in real life until I got on the internet. Honest to God, that is the first time that I ever, because I'm not used to niggas crashing out over jokes in real life, right? I don't give a fuck how bad the joke is. I'm not used to niggas wanting to crash out on a joke on the internet. So when I got on the internet over the last few years, when I started doing panels and having conversations and going back and forth with motherfuckers, and we started talking about jokes and shit, and then people wanted to actually get offended because you threw a joke at that nigga and it hit the wrong, or it hit him hard, or hurt their feelings and shit. I didn't realize that was a thing until the internet. I swear to God, on everything on my life. I did not know that niggas get mad over jokes, over a roasting session in real life. That's on you personally. Like, I ain't talking about your family. I ain't talking about your kids. I ain't talking about none of that. I'm just saying, yo, on you, nigga. Suck my dick. I told a nigga to suck my dick the same way that Cam said it on the internet. So I don't even remember what happened. Niggas was mad. Dog, they act like they was about to come through the screen. I was like, nigga, what's wrong with y'all? Nigga, we don't give a fuck about you, niggas. Oh yeah, I remember I said, nigga, suck my dick backwards, nigga. Look, see, Aya says, yeah, Anton, but we men know we don't bigger tease. We go back. Yes, we do, nigga. That's where I'm come from. Over in Detroit, that's what we did, nigga. You getting roasted. Lunch table, dinner table, we cap. That's what we call it, capping on a nigga. Or jonesing. Capping, jonesing, whatever. I don't know. What sensitive household did you niggas grow up in? What sensitive household did y'all grow up in where y'all niggas just be wanting to fight because you feel like you hurt? A nigga told a joke that hit you too hard and now you broken about it and, oh, nigga, I'm a man, I fight you. Nigga, you gonna sit your ass down because ain't nobody fighting nobody, nigga. You gonna sit here and you gonna get these jokes and we not gonna stop joking on you. I don't know where you niggas thought y'all was from. Somebody said, I thought you was going to control your cussing. On the Millionaire Morning Show, we control our cussing. Over here, this is after hours. We say and do what we want to do, and we don't have no filters over here. That's why I created the channel, for us to say what we want to do. So, but again, I'm not from where y'all from. I'm so confused why the jokes are so sensitive. Y'all ready to go. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm a man first. Nigga, you on the computer. If you get too offended, all you got to do is cut the computer off. Like, close the phone, hit the close button, put it in sleep. You don't have to be on there. Just close the laptop, my nigga. In person, you can't get away, so you just got to take these jokes. All you got to do is close the computer. Honestly, all you got to do is close the computer. And so I realized, I said, oh, shit. I told my bro, I said, bro, we in different times, bro. Like, people are hurt when you start capping and go back and forth and you tell them, hey, baby girl, a nigga don't call me baby girl. We're like, woo, woo, woo. Yeah, we used to do the dozens, roasting each other. Julian, no, I don't know where the fuck that these niggas is from. You say something to a nigga, be like, oh, nigga, you a cornball or something like that. Or, nigga, that nigga, you know, you throw a joke at him or something and niggas be getting mad. Nigga, you wouldn't say that to me in real life. Nigga, what? Nigga, I've been talking to niggas like you my whole life. You not tough? What you acting tough for? Why are you acting tough on a computer, dog? Listen, Tink Tink. Close the laptop, shut that shit down, and keep it moving, bro. Ain't nobody tripping off that. Ain't nobody tripping off you getting offended. But again, that shit didn't start hitting into the internet. So it's weird, bro, because growing up in the, being born in the 80s, growing up in the 90s, we just joked and jonesed on people, and we played the dozens, and we capped on people, and that shit was funny and hilarious. And you learn to develop thick skin, and you learn to start capping back. And when you got a good one off on me, and I was just laughing like a motherfucker, and we just laughed, and we was just having a good time, and we rolled over, and our stomachs was hurting, and then we went hooped, and then we went and got something to eat afterwards, and we were still homeboys. I don't know what the fuck y'all talking about, bro. I don't know what y'all talking about. Ain't nobody talking about nobody's family, nobody's woman, nobody's mama, no none of that. We just was, nigga, your pants is too short and they tight, nigga. You know what I'm saying? And nigga, you got on white socks and black shoes and your hair is nappy and whatever the joke was at that time, then that's what you was joking on. These niggas are so soft, bro. Anyway, shout out to Cam. Let's go over to 21, 21, 21. Or y'all want to go on to Vince? We can go to Vince or we can go to 21. Let me check in with the chat, seeing what's happening. You just learn to get some thick motherfucking skin. All of these people are so sensitive nowadays, and I don't know where they got that from. People was ready to crash out. When you called Buddy a cupcake, he wanted to come through the whole screen. And he was ready to tear me a new fucking face off. People was so hurt. I can't believe you called me cupcake. Nigga, that just made me want to call you cupcake more. Now I know where your weakness is. If you hadn't reacted to it. See, y'all was raised by y'all mama. That's what it is, bro. Y'all want to go to Vince or y'all want to go to 21, 21, 21? Y'all was raised by y'all mama, and that's why y'all offended by everything, bro. Man, we'll roast the fuck out of you, bro, in real life. We could talk about Vince. Yeah, man, they got to go to therapy just because they got roasted. Let me see what Vince was talking about. Vince McMahon. Accused of sexual assault. Jesus Christ. Allegations. All right, let me see if I can find out what's going on. Brock Lesnar naming horrific abuse and trafficking allegations, sued for sexual assault and trafficking. Man, I don't be believing shit, bro. All right, let me see if I can pull up something about it. Because I don't want to get nothing corny. I want to actually get to something that's real. All right, let me get to it. I think this should be a good one. Let me see if I can find all of them. Let me look up all of them. Netflix got a new deal. Opening bell. All right, let me pull this one up real quick. See if this is a reasonable clip so we can get into this Vince McMahon. I don't think that this is going to take that long, so I ain't even going to do no bottom thing for it. No tagline.
Tonight, one of the biggest names in professional wrestling facing stunning new accusations, including sex trafficking over several years. A former employee accusing WWE founder and former CEO Vince McMahon of physical and emotional abuse, sexual assault, and trafficking at WWE. In the lawsuit, Janelle Grant, who worked there up until March 2022, says McMahon texted her, quote, "I'm the only one who owns you and controls who I want to expletive you." Grant's claims include sexual acts involving defecation, restraint, and aggressive use of sex toys.
I'm not really sure if this is trafficking or is just some super kinky shit. That's what they doing to y'all over in Dubai, ain't it?
And that McMahon forced her to have sex with him and other men at the WWE headquarters in return for job security.
Okay, so hold on. That mean they taking poops on you? And they using sex toys and all of that stuff? Yeah. Yo, I know chicks that's going over to Dubai and doing it for less. I know people going over there to Dubai and doing it for less, fam. Look, man, y'all better start getting these consent agreements. Y'all better start getting these consent agreements. Let me see if I can find an actual document. No, I can't find it over there.
An aggressive use of sex toys, and that McMahon forced her to have sex with him and other men at the WWE headquarters in return for job security.
So he P. Diddy now, huh? They was having freak offs. Yo, okay. Before we get into that, I'm just curious. What the hell is what is up with these other men? Is that like a demon? I'm starting to turn into my grandma over here. Is that a demon? Is these are freak off demons? I don't know if these is freak off demons that y'all got, bro. But it seemed like y'all got some freak off demons. Cause I am genuinely confused about the fact that y'all are willing to let another man bust your chick down. I just can't do it. I'm sorry. I have no interest in it. I ain't even just talking about like my chick. Like, let's just say I find a chick, right? And I link up with a chick. And you know what I'm saying? She busting it down for a real one. Okay, cool. So she busting down for a real one. And then a homie come over, because I know that y'all was listening to Snoop Dogg back in the 90s, and he was like, it ain't no fun if the homies can't have none. Guess who's back in the motherfucking house with a fat for your motherfucking mouth? Hoes recognize niggas do too, because when you get and pull up, who you gon'? You really don't know. So I'd advise you not to trust that hoe. Silly of me to fall in love with a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like all of that. If the homie hit it, let's be clear. If the homie hit it, I'm never ever touching you again. They say, you know, a lot of times that the security guards, most of the time, is the ones that get the most box for a lot of these entertainers that these chicks be, you know what I'm saying, tricking off for and stuff. And that's because before you get to them, you got to bust down everybody before you get to them. So by the time that they get over to the man, to whoever it is that they trying to get in front of, whatever entertainer, they done already been busted down by the whole crew. Family. If I know how dirty some of these niggas is out here, I also know how wild some of these dudes' behavior is out here. If the homie hit it, if you hit it, if Dirty Ronnie over there hit it, I don't want nothing to do with you, big dog. Baby, ain't nothing you can do for me after Dirty Ronnie. Because Dirty Ronnie is a dirty motherfucker. And if Dirty Ronnie start hitting it, I don't want nothing to do with you. So I know these chicks is cool with being passed around because they're going to sleep their way to the top. But it's almost like a mental thing, right? Because don't tell me. I know you for the streets. I know you out there busting it down for a real one. I know you took the whole load for whoever it was that you loved because y'all did. He twisted and turned you and used you like a pretzel. That's what people do inside of relationships, right? And I know you brush your teeth and all of that, but in my mind, if I know that you took the whole thing, that's why it's important for me to have a virgin, you know what I'm saying, in order to marry. Because I can't fathom the idea that somebody else was doing something to you that was supposed to be reserved for me. So if Dirty Ronnie is over there hitting it, once Dirty Ronnie hit it, I'm good. I'm good, fam. And Vince McMahon, according to this woman's allegation, was over there taking him and his homies was taking a dump and using aggressive. What the fuck is an aggressive sex toy? What is an aggressive sex toy? So after you watch another nigga take a poop on her, what does that do for you? Does that get you off more? Does that make you more excited? Did you imagine that? Look at you. You looking confused as hell. You don't even know what I'm talking about, do you?
I heard something about a dump on somebody.
Yeah, these chicks is over here getting shitted on. Like the Biggie song. And they having freak offs. So they calling the homies in there. They running bustos on her. That's what we call them in Detroit. Running bustos on her, and they having freak offs, and they calling other dudes in there. And I guess dudes would get off on that. Oh my God, that looks so sexy. He's really busting you down. That's a demon.
After another man poop on her.
That's a demon.
Somebody else come have sex with her.
That's a demon. That is nothing but a demon. That I would imagine this is one of the reasons why God destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah.
Yeah,
I would imagine that this is one of the reasons why there was raining hellfire and brimstone on these fucking cities. Because we are so out of control. That's why motherfuckers are starting to do this pedophile shit and stuff like that. Because they don't have nowhere else to go. They don't have any other avenues to satisfy this fetish, this hungry demon that's inside of them. And so a lot of times they go over into some of the most vile things that they can think of. They start fucking on each other. They start man with man and scissor kicking and shit. And it's because they've been watching too much porn. They've been obsessed and immersed in all of this nasty shit. And so they just thinking of the wildest thing that can possibly get them off next. And then they go into the, hey, let's go fucking the ice cold winter with 3 people all over each other doing a scissor kick. And it's like, nigga, that ain't fun. That's cold. And it's nasty. Niggas is doing circle jerks and shit.
What is that?
You ain't never heard of a circle jerk?
No.
Motherfuckers is getting in a circle and jerking each other off. You about to throw up. That shit is nasty. It's wild. And it's escalation. I'm telling you, it's so demonic. Now they gotta roll around in mud and you want to see chicks mud fighting. I don't want to see no chick in no mud rolling around mud fighting. That don't look fun to me. That look dirty. I'm telling you, bro, it's getting worse. It's getting worse, bro. And it's now that doesn't mean that I actually believe this woman that's alleging these allegations. Because at what point did you decide that you wanted to quit? Oh my God, I wasn't gonna lose my job. Come on, man. Y'all gotta stand up for yourself.
Use of sex toys, and that McMahon forced her to have sex with him and other men at the WWE headquarters in return for job security. The new lawsuit seeks to annul a non-disclosure agreement from 2022 settled between Grant and McMahon, where she would receive $3 million. Grant says she stopped receiving payments after an initial $1 million payout.
That's why you got her out there on your... See? She was threatening. She came through and said, yeah, so I got these pictures of y'all taking dumps on me. And I want $3 million. And they was like, all right, cool, we got you. So they started making payments. The minute that they missed the payment, she did repo on them, and now she in the news telling all of the business.
As alleged, McMahon stopped making those payments. She might have a breach of contract claim. But that's not what she's really alleging in the complaint. She's alleging violations of federal human trafficking law.
In a statement, Vince McMahon's spokesperson says this lawsuit is replete with lies, obscene, made-up instances that never occurred, and a vindictive distortion of the truth.
You should have never sent one payment to that hoe. The minute that you sent one payment to it, it made her believable. Because it made it seem like, oh, okay, well, listen, we're just going to shut her up and make the payment so that we ain't got to deal with this foolishness and the nonsense. And you made one payment. And the minute that you made a payment, you start substantiating her claim. And now you can't come back from it. I have no doubt in my mind that they was probably doing freak-offs with her and coming from the top rope. But I also don't believe that she was held against her will at all. I just think that this is a cover-up.
He will vigorously defend himself. Last year, McMahon, who has not been criminally charged, spoke to CNBC in broad terms about his overall legacy.
Let me just say that I've made mistakes, obviously, both personally and professionally through my 50-year career. I've owned up to every single one of them and then moved on.
The explosive lawsuit and graphic allegations.
Why do he look so different between then and now? This nigga looked like a used car salesman on this one. And then he looked like a regular stiff-necked, steroid-wearing, defecating man on this one.
Come at a critical time for the WWE. Just this week, McMahon was at the New York Stock Exchange celebrating their newest board member, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Also, Netflix just acquiring WWE's streaming rights worth billions of dollars. But
I'm gonna be reviewing that on the Millionaire Morning Show in the morning, y'all.
Now, all eyes on the WWE, who the plaintiff's attorney says they will hold accountable, claiming they turned a blind eye to the abuse and then swept it under the rug.
And Tom, WWE's parent company is responding to this tonight.
That's right, Lester. The parent company is called TKO, and they tell NBC News Mr. McMahon does not control TKO, nor does he oversee the day-to-day operations of WWE. While this matter predates our TKO executive team's tenure at the company, we take Ms. Grant's horrific allegations very seriously and are addressing this matter internally.
So it basically sounds like he got shook down because he picked on the wrong chick. He picked with the wrong chick. They didn't make her sign the non-disclosure. She was bound by the non-disclosure while she was still getting the payments. The minute she couldn't make the payment on her new house and her G-Wagon, she made the allegations and she went public with it in order to destroy his image. And yeah, man. Y'all got to be careful, bro. First, y'all got to be careful with not going down this demonic path. A lot of y'all watch too much. Y'all do too much stuff on y'all phones and watching this stuff. Sir, just doing some of the wildest junk, bro. It don't take all of that. I do not jerk and I do not watch corn. I do not jerk and I do not watch corn because I don't want to be desensitized ever. And I've never been into that. And I've always been more focused on the fact that I want to be genuinely interested in the person that I'm with because I don't want to be desensitized by what it is that I'm watching. But it sounds like they got finesse and it sounds like they're going to have to pay up. They're going to have to pay up. And that's the problem that comes along with a lot of this nasty stuff that y'all got going on. Let me go into one more thing. I want to get into this. Hold on. Let me see. What was it? Oh, okay. What's his name? 21 Savage was on Shannon Sharp. And he was talking about all of the hate that Drake get. He also talked about getting shot 6 times, but I'm not really interested in that. I want to go through when they was talking about his relationship with Drake real quick. Let me pull that up. Because I don't understand all of the Drake hate either. Actually, I think I know what it is, and I do think that it just be haters. I think that people is just genuinely jealous of Drake. And I think that people is genuinely jealous of most people that are successful. I think that that's just basically what it is. It's a genuine jealous of people wanting people not to be cool and people to hate each other.
You know what they hate on? Your relationship with Drake. Why people got beef with Drake? What Drake do to anybody?
I don't know.
So, cause you know you gonna get blowback. If you cool with Drake, they hate on him, they gonna hate on you too.
Yeah, I don't know. I fuck with Drake though. Drake, my boy.
Yeah, you sure? I mean, what's not to like about the man? I mean, hell, everything he touched turned to platinum. Damn, gold platinum.
Oh God. Oh God. Yeah.
A lot of these rappers.
Do you think people are envious of your relationship? Because obviously it's not like I wouldn't say that he doesn't.
No, bro. I would hate to have to interview. It's only been, I think, one interview that I've ever done in my life and it seemed like 21 Savage is just a cool guy or whatever. But I hate having to fully carry the conversation in an interview to where somebody don't actually respond to the questions. They just be like, yeah. And then just be this awkward silence because you give them room to speak. And a lot of people will be like, Anton, why are you talking so much in a particular interview? Because I'm trying to draw out as many details and have them speak extensively on the conversation as much as possible. But when people just be like, yeah, I got you. What the fuck you here for? You know what I'm saying? If you're not talking.
They hate on him, they gonna hate on you too.
Yeah. I don't know. I fuck with Drake though. Drake, my boy.
Yeah, you sure? I mean, what's not to like about the man? I mean, hell, everything he touched turned to platinum. Damn, gold platinum.
Oh God.
It's like, talk, man. Like, expound on what we talking about. And again, it don't mean that he's not a good guy and all of that stuff, but a lot of these people, it's like pulling teeth. Like, goddamn, like, all right, let me ask the question a different way. Because, I don't understand how people be hating on y'all, man. I mean, y'all real cool, right? Yeah, wild boy. Because y'all spend a lot of time on the road, right? Because when y'all was making that album, on God, it's real. All right.
Oh God. Yeah.
Do you think people are envious of your relationship? Because obviously it's not like I wouldn't say that he doesn't mess with a whole lot of people, but he seems to have you and he seem to have a very special relationship. And sometimes people get envious of that.
Shannon is trying to pull this shit out any way he can, bro.
They want what you have.
What you feel like a man is if he jealous of how cool two other men are? What you think? What you think that is? What you would look at like that? Like if
Glow Hardy says, if you involved in activities, but you on a large platform, you low-key don't be trying to say much. So why are you on a large platform? What are you talking about? If you're not trying to say much, why are you on a large platform if you involved in low-key activities? Y'all don't make sense, man. Why be on a platform getting interviewed if you don't want... Anybody that go over to Vlad, man, shout out to Shannon Sharp because I still think that he did a phenomenal interview on this. I didn't get a chance to really watch all of it. I just been watching the clips and I thought that this clip was interesting. Why would somebody go on Vlad to talk about criminal activities if they into criminal activities and they know that Vlad is going to ask the question and they're going to choose to answer the question honestly? Do y'all be thinking about what y'all be saying? When y'all say it?
if somebody said, I don't like how Stephen A fuck with Shannon Sharp. Like how that'll make you feel? What you'll look at that like?
That's some hating ass, you know what?
Right.
Because it is, but what you have to understand, and I'm learning this, Savage, is that as you rise, the applause is gonna come, but so is the hate and the criticism.
That's true.
So if you're not willing to accept the applause and the adulation that comes along with the rise, you might as well get off because the hate and the criticism coming.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
And that's a part of it. And you just have to accept that. And that can't, the hate and the criticism, it can't drown out the applause and the adulation.
Right. What adulation mean?
Applause, the praise, the Grammys.
I didn't even know what adulation is. So shout out to 21 Savage for actually asking a question instead of assuming that he already knew what it was. I didn't even know what adulation is. That's listen. These 3 and 4 syllable words, y'all can keep them for yourself. I didn't know what adulation was either.
Man, Savage, you hear Savage album? Man, F Savage, man. I don't F with that dude like that, man. He ain't like that.
Yeah.
You know that's coming.
Yeah.
But see, everybody see.
Nigga, talk.
As long as you like here and everybody's here with you, We cool, Savage. But now, hold on now. Don't you go here. Because if I can't go here with you, I'm going to start hating on you.
Yeah.
Now, if you get here, now I got to say some stuff that might not even be true.
Right.
See, like a lot of people will look at this and they'll be like, Shannon, you talking too much. This should be more about 21. Dog, it's hard because y'all ain't never actually interviewed nobody before. And so you looking on the outside in when you want them to expound, you want them to talk a little bit more. You want them to, you know, hey, this is your opportunity to say, I just set the question up and then I want you to take this wherever it is that you want to take it. That's why I don't even set up questions a lot of times. I just let the conversation flow however it's going to flow. And if I have to talk a little bit more in order to draw more out, but Shannon is basically trying to carry this conversation when in reality, it's hard. It could be very, very difficult to carry a conversation with somebody. And then the audience don't know that. All the audience doing is just looking at it and saying, oh, he should talk more. And they criticize him when in reality, it's not his fault.
Right. Because I don't want people to like you more than they like me.
I ain't never been like that though.
I know you not, but there are a lot of people that are.
Yeah. I wonder why though. Like what make you be like that? Like I always look at it like shit. That's just like me hating on Drake.
Yeah. I'm trying to get there.
Right. I look at it like inspiration, like shit, I'm working.
That's how I look at it. I look at anybody that's done something. Well, it's been done once, hell, it can be done again.
Right.
So if Drake there, hell, why can't I get there?
Right.
See, that's how I looked at it when I saw Stephen A. and I see guys that Charles Barkley and things like that. I was like, I'm not hating on them. I was like, I can do that. Let me get on my grind.
Yeah.
But that's not how we are. We're not wired like that.
Right.
And it's sad.
Hey, if 21 hit you with 3 things, yeah, right, oh God. But to make his point, to substantiate Shannon's point, it is like pulling a root canal, Asha. It's crazy. To make Shannon Sharp's point, though, or 21's point and Shannon's point, I don't understand the hate. I don't understand it, man. It's weird, bro. Like, again, man, I didn't really understand what was happening out here in these streets until I really, really started to deep dive into the internet and I started to get some visibility because now I understand it a little bit more because it happens so much and people be so mad at the fact that you rocking with somebody or you wrote. Dog, you have no clue how many people be mad at you for this person or they want you to justify why did you interview this person and you know that they did it. Man, suck my, you know what, bro. I don't care nothing about what you saying and what you got going on. People be mad. They be hating. They want you to crash out so that they can then feel sorry for you. They want to pull you down so they can raise you back up. They want to control your life. They want to control who you cool with. They want to go control who you beef with. They want you to beef with this person. They send you different stuff in order for you to react to so that they can get a rise out of you when somebody wasn't even talking about you in the first place. And that junk is weird, man. It's weird female behavior, bro.
The touring aspect.
A lot of artists say that. Like, I think that some of the earliest artists that I've heard say that type of thing, I think was Wu-Tang and some other artists, they all say that. They say like, yo, we get way more love outside of the United States than we do get inside of the United States. I think that that's true even for your own people. I think it's true that's even for your own people. I think that as any kind of public figure, whether you a streamer, a TikToker, a rapper, Hollywood actor, and all of that, and I can only really speak for Detroit. I think that the culture is changing significantly now. It's not the same that it used to be, so it's not as overt, but it's still traces of it now. Now it's more love in the city. Like, for whatever reason, Detroit is just in a different space. And like I said, I can only speak to where I'm from specifically, but I've also heard people like Boosie say you got to leave out of Louisiana and stuff like that because it's almost like you got to get hot outside of your city before people in your city start really, really acknowledging you and they really want to fuck with you, right? Because, like, you could know a bunch of people, you could be cool with a bunch of people, but it's like in your family. You know, that's kind of how I equate it, where let's say you doing something or you doing something significant, but they known you for a long time where you've been known to just be a regular person, but then when they find out that you rap or you sing or you do this or you a content creator, whatever, they like, man, I didn't know that person, whatever. Man, I ain't whatever. That's just little such and such to me. Man, everybody got a story about how they interacted with you. I seen a motherfucker gonna lie and say that it was in a comment. They lied and they said, yeah, man, I seen Anton rolling in his Porsche and he hurried up and rolled up his window and took off from me because he knew that I was a real one. And I'm like, motherfucker, what the fuck is you talking about, nigga? I ain't never seen you. I don't even know who you are, nigga. You an avatar. You a fan, nigga. I seen you waving, trying to get my autograph. But I think that in a lot of instances, and to equate this back to what 21 is saying, a lot of times you got to get hot outside of your own city before the people in your city start fucking with you. Then they want to make you the son of the city. You know what I'm saying? I seen somebody the other day, they sent me something, and they was saying that they was in my city, and what did they fucking say? They said that they was in my city, and because I only watched like a little clip of it, but it was like 2 minutes long. They said that they was in my city, and they had asked about me, or the few people or whatever, or the couple people that they had asked about me said that they didn't know who I was or whatever. And it was like, I mean, you know, are they even popping in their own city? And it's like, the fuck you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, does every single person in the city have to know who you are? There's motherfuckers that don't even know who own the Detroit Lions, and they practically one game away from the Super Bowl. I'm the biggest streamer, the biggest podcaster in my entire city. And when I say the biggest, I mean that last year, collectively across all of my YouTube channels, I did over 100 million views. Barely any of them had anything to do with shorts. Now, is every fucking body that's in the house, and most of these motherfuckers that y'all talking to don't even live in the city, gonna know who I am? Of course they not. And also, as you moving through the city, you don't even want to know. You don't want everybody to know who you are. You know what I'm saying? Because you want to have some level of civility. You want to go to the grocery store. You want your people to go to the grocery store. Now, the people that's around me and the people that's in the places that I visit the most, they just look at me as a normal person. You know what I'm saying? And I am. I'm just a normal person. When I go through, I don't go through all no Hollywood shit. I ain't trying to be the center of attention or nothing like that. I'm going through, I speak to everybody. I show love. I go to the same places a lot of times. They know who I am. They don't treat me like no fucking celebrity. They treat me like a regular person because I am a regular person. I've been a regular person because I've been in the city my entire life. And so we all cool. It's love. They just know me as Anton. And that's what I want, right? I want just normal, everyday vibes. You don't have to be the center of attention. I'm not trying to be the center of attention wherever it is that I am. I just want to have good energy everywhere that I go. And anybody, not one person that can ever come up to me or anybody that could ever come on and say that they met me and I wasn't a straight up regular guy showing love, down to earth person. I be seeing people over there in the corner and stuff that they be looking and stuff like, oh, you know, sometimes I hear them like, man, I wonder if and I just go up to them. I'm not waiting on them to say nothing to me. I go up to them, what's up, y'all? What y'all good? Everybody good over there? Anybody need anything to drink? And then we start kicking it and we start vibing, right? Because we all just human beings at the end of the day. Now that don't mean that we gonna diminish what it is that I do and my relevance. I'm still the motherfucking man in my city, and that's a fact though. But that don't mean that we gotta all act like we celebrities just because of where we go. And again, I think that that's just normal. I think that, you know, people want to diminish your value because of their familiarity with you or the fact that you're from their city and they don't want to give you the credit for what it is that you've accomplished or what you've done. But it's not until everybody starts showing you love outside of your city that they then want to herald you and say, hey, he a son of the city. You know what I'm saying? So it's weird. It's a weird dynamic. Let me see if 21 said anything else for that.
Shit was crazy.
Let me ask you this. Would you ever experiment with your sound like Drake did?
Yeah, why not? Once I get to Drake level, you got to be big as hell to experiment.
Yeah.
Because you could experiment and that shit end your career.
Right.
But so you got to have like the leverage to do that.
Right.
Type shit.
But right now, you love the Savage sound right now. That's working right now. It's booming. You sold out. Your album's #1. You go platinum.
I'm just slowly like evolving, like type shit, like piece by piece. Like I ain't finna just jump out the window and just make no whole different shit.
Right.
But I give you like little bits and pieces of it, like,
Right.
as I go.
Want to join?
Shout out to 21. I like 21. I think that he's real cool. I think that he's situationally aware. He recognizes who he is and what his role is. He don't be trying to beef with nobody or whatever. I think that he a hard interview, obviously, and you got to be a certain person to be able to have that type of interview and pull it out of him to even get an hour and a half, 2-hour interview or anything like that. But shout out to 21 because I know he just dropped the album. Red Rum is actually a pretty dope track. Me and my daughter was talking about it earlier today. But yeah, man, I think that the hate is real across the board in a lot of ways, in a lot of instances, in that people at times want to diminish the value that you bring, or they want to talk about what it is that you're not doing, but they not doing it themselves. And we don't know them. You know what I'm saying? So you can't walk in a city and then walk into a bar and sit next to a bar and say, hey, do you know this person? What the fuck does that mean? Yo, don't ask about me to nobody inside of my city, as a matter of fact. If you a visitor or anything like that and you trying to figure out whether or not a bunch of don't ask about me. I don't want to know nobody. I don't want to have no conversations. I don't want to try to justify my relevance to you motherfuckers. I just want to have a good time and enjoy my life. And when I go out, I don't want no problems. I just want to have a good time with everybody. I love everybody. I show love to everybody. Anybody that's ever met me in person, know that it's a vibe. It's good energy. I love my ladies. I love my ladies around me, especially if you smell good. And so that's all I care about. I don't care about none of that other stuff. All of that ego junk, listen, we going to let that live on the internet. In real life, we about that work, boss. We about that work. So listen, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for holding me down. Tomorrow is Friday, so you know we going to have Millionaire Morning Show in the morning. I don't want to keep y'all up too late. We grown folk over here. We ain't trying to stream all night. We get us a hot 2 hours in, an hour and 48, an hour and 49 minutes, and we get it rocking, all right? Same thing tomorrow night I'm expecting to do. Millionaire Morning Show, and then after hours maybe later on if the time justify. If I don't do after hours tomorrow night, then I will do it either Saturday or Sunday. But more than likely, we're going to do after hours on Friday night and get it popping. Do our normal hour 50, hour 60 minutes, and then we're going to have fun. So make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Teach Hanley, 30% off your first order plus a free gift. That link is in the description, I believe, also. But more importantly, I love y'all. I rock with y'all, and I think that y'all are a great group of people that I can always kick it with. And I appreciate y'all for being on the ground floor of this channel. Because you already know that this channel gonna do numbers and it's gonna fucking take off. So shout out to y'all. Shout out to the people that edited a whole video while they was listening to this. Shout out to y'all that's being productive and rocking with me, man. Listen, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Stay focused, no fumbling. Some of y'all got paid today. No fumble on a Friday. I love y'all. I'm gonna holler at y'all tomorrow. Peace.